Pastime out against Milwaukee. Ryan Bryant got him a couple times. Lorenzo Kane started the game with a home run against Jose. 5 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, and now outing. Jefferson Tyone, 14 consecutive starts allowing 3 earned runs or less. There are his numbers from his last start in Minnesota. 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs.
Cubs with a 4-game lead in the division, 20 over the 500 mark. Pirates come in 62 up, 62 down. We'll have the first pitch and all the action next.
That's a good last name for an umpire. We'll work home plate. Scott Berry at first, Carlos Torres at second. And the crew chief Paul Nauert over at third.
It's a better name than Tommy Tight Zone.
It's true.
Like that.
And the Pirates wear their throwbacks on Sunday home dates. So a real colorful look for the Buccos today. Let's dig into the Southwest Airlines Cubs lineup. Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Stella in the leadoff spot, followed by the red-hot Ben Zobrist. And as JD mentioned, a lot of guys not very hot, including Javier Baez, who'd like to get it going again. Rizzo moved down to the cleanup spot earlier this week. Happ in center, Schwarber in left. They both have a game-winning home run already in the series. Contreras catching, Quintana pitching, batting 8th. David Bodie playing 3rd and hitting 9th.
Check in on the Pirates defensively this afternoon. Dickerson plays left. Starling Marte tied for the league lead in outfield assists with 10. He's in center. Polanco plays right. Freese, Chavarria on the left side of the infield. The right side is manned by Harrison and Bell. And Diaz behind the plate. Big Jamison Tyone is on the mound. He's 6'5", 225. He's 9-9 with a 3.66 earned run average. It's a 270 over his last 6 starts. And during that stretch, he has struck out 30, walked only 8. Looks like he's about 6'11" in those black pants that the Pittsburgh Bees are rocking here today. He has a good heater. He's one of 7 starters in the National League, averaging better than 95 miles per hour with that fastball. Curveball, slider is a pitch that he added earlier this year. That's been a nice weapon for him. Doesn't use his changeup much.
Beautiful day here in Pittsburgh. Tyone to La Stella. It's a strike and we're underway.
His approach is very similar, if you were with us last night, to Joe Musgrove, the big right-hander. He has plus stuff. He could generate a lot of strikeouts. He's right around league average, very aggressive with the fastball, tries to be efficient, not afraid to challenge. And why would you be? You can reach 98 miles per hour with that heater.
Stella fouls it off. Weather at first pitch is brought to you by 4 Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. For all the right reasons, call 866 4 Seasons. 75 beautiful degrees. Another foul by Tommy. Yeah, the Pirates with the pullovers, bright gold uniforms with the black pants, and don't need a belt. The Sansa belt look, and kind of a modified pillbox cap. That's out of the left center for a base hit. So La Stella leading off the game with a single. I recall when they wore those caps, they were really flat on top. Not quite as much for the modern day player, I guess.
Yeah, and I don't know if they were kind of hearkening back to their early days when they wore those, like the train engineer hats. Somebody left a birthday cake inside the hat or something like that.
It was 1970. The Pirates were the first team to wear the new double knit fabric uniforms, and then the pullover became very popular in that decade. Ben Zobrist playing right field, and ground ball. That's been a theme this weekend. A 4-6-3 double play. The Cubs turned a Major League tying 7 2 nights ago. Tyone gets one here in the first inning today.
Yeah, he works an above average ground ball rate, and Zobrist a pull hitter. Time he couldn't get it through the hole, and it turns into a fairly routine 4-6-3 clean killing.
And you're right about the Caps. It was 1976, celebrating the 100th anniversary of the National League. And you're right on it. Baez takes low. So you see these unis. Who's the first guy you think of? Is it Omar Moreno? Is it?
Now that you said Omar Moreno, it is, yes.
Willie Stargell, Bill Robinson, Kent DeColby, all of the above.
Yeah, I see T. How about Candelaria? Did he wear this one?
Probably.
It's kind of softballish. In kind of a good way.
There's a 1-1. And Baez hits it hard in the left. That's a good sign. He was 4 for his previous 37. And now against Jamison Tyone, he's 10 for 14 in his career.
Let me take him deep. We got a big knockoff from him. I think earlier this year. I remember Tyone chastising himself after the game for his pitch selection. That time he tried to get the fastball in on his hands, and he made a nice smooth pass at it. And Baez hitting just 132 over his last 10 games. Perhaps that'll be the start of a turnaround.
So a 2-out base runner for Anthony Rizzo. Baez got a pretty good jump, and he's safe. He might have been out had Echeverria made the pick on the throw by Diaz. Baez now at third. He just notched steal number 20.
It's him in the 2020 club. First time since Corey Patterson, I believe. And now he's in the 25-20 club, joining Sammy Sosa and Ryan Sandberg. Good club to be in.
Off the inside. There will be an error. I assume it's on Diaz. No, the error charged to Echeverria. And again, it looked like the throw beat him.
Diaz has got a very strong arm back there. The Pirates have been really good at shutting down the running game. Diaz and Cervelli. Just the tandem has been outstanding all year, both defensively and at the plate. Pirates have been a little sloppy defensively in this series. It's always a tough play, though, as ball and base runner get there at the same time. He's trying to hang in there. He doesn't want to reach into Baez.
Bobby probably would have done the swim move and found a way to get his hand in there anyway, right? Because that's what he does. By the way, we're getting a lot of Bill Madlock.
Yeah, sure.
Reaction on Twitter in terms of these uniforms. And
Chuck Tanner.
If we did it right, the Cubs would be wearing their blues, right? The baby blues with the white pinstripes.
Well, what both these clubs should be wearing is what they wore back in the dead ball era, because that's what the baseball has looked like this weekend on the low-run games.
6 runs combined so far in the first 3 games. 3-2 to Rizzo, and he walked him. Rizzo continues his success against Tyone and the Pirates. And it will bring up Ian Happ, who chatted with Jesse Rogers on a pregame show.
Ian, another one of the struggling Cubs. $171 over his last 17 games. He struck out 38% of the time during that stretch. Did hit the game-winning home run here the other day, though. He's got a big chance with a couple guys on base.
Well, some early runs would be nice for Quintana. The Cubs have been shut out in his last 2 starts. StatCast AI is powered by AWS. Here's a pitch. Missed high, 1-1.
How many times in a sequence like this do you think Hobby says to Butter, hey, do you want me to steal home? Want me to go?
I think it's implied. For sure.
I think I can get it.
Well, and pause at the set. The 1-1 swing and a miss.
test your concentration a little bit as a pitcher, especially a right-hander who's looking right at that base runner on third. There's good life on that pitch from Tile. If it frees, the third baseman is way off the line. That's allowing Baez to take a very aggressive lead.
Rizzo takes off, doesn't matter. Hammond strikes out. Cubs lead 2. Pirates coming up when we return to Pittsburgh.
We're not your average airline.
(1-800) info fix for the nearest location. Fix Auto, the first words that should come to mind after an accident. Jose Quintana ready to work against Corey Dickerson, who had a big night last night. 3 for 3 with a double and a walk. Now hitting .361 against the Cubs this season.
Quintana, 10-9 record, .446 the earned run average out there for the 24th time. League bats .247 against Jose.
Swing and a miss.
Good heater there. A 3-pitch mix for Quintana. Sometimes he gets a little too heavy fastball, curveball. It seems to me anyway his best games are when he uses his changeup a little bit more. Likes to run that fastball in on the hands of the right-handed batters.
He's facing the Pirates for the first time this season. A bunt by Dickerson. Quintana's throw gets past Rizzo, lost his glove. Hopefully he didn't get stepped on. And Dickerson's at second base to start the Pirate first.
And no indication from Chad Fairchild that Dickerson was outside the lane, so it looks like this play is going to stand.
Yep, that's always a question on a play like this.
A little easier for a left-handed hitter to get started in that lane. And Dickerson came into this one batting .307, the 7th best in the National League. And fortunately, Anthony didn't get hurt there. It's a dangerous play.
Yeah, he was in the lane. Yep,
he's fine.
Single for Dickerson. Quintana charged with an error. And the batter is Starling Marte. Boy, he had a rough night last night. 0 for 4, hit into 2 double plays, struck out and popped to second base.
And the bunt's always in play with Marte up there too.
Rizzo and Bodie ready to charge. Marte doesn't show bunt and takes ball 2. Next time we see the Pirates, it'll be a 4-game series at Wrigley Field to start the final week of the season. Cubs are 8-6 versus Pittsburgh this season. Toward the middle, Dickerson has to go back to second, and not a good throw, but Rizzo able to dig it out and save Baez.
Seems to me that Dickerson could have gotten to third base on that ground ball.
Yeah.
With an aggressive secondary lead. Where that ball ended up. Kind of hit right at him. He just the issue was he just didn't take a very big secondary, and maybe that's because Contreras is behind the plate.
So that could loom large. Yeah. Here's Polanco.
Good aggressive secondary lead. That ball's going to be hit behind him. Everybody on the base paths on high alert when they're dealing with Contreras and Baez. Plays they make.
Dug out by Wilson that time.
Polanco, like Marte, has been struggling here for a while. Batting average is down. The power numbers are up for him this year, hitting the ball in the air with more authority than he has in the past. Every W counts, so everybody in. We hit the stretch run, and the Cubs need your support as they chase another NL Central title. Tickets still available for Reds and Mets, which begins this Thursday night. Get your tickets at Cubs.com.
Bottom of the first. Scoreless tie.
This is Quintana's first start against the Pirates this year. Fourth in his career. He's 1-1 with a 3.
Deep in the outfield. Back on the infield, and another ball hit foul. We'll keep an eye on Yu Darvish today. Rehab start with South Bend. And he is scheduled to work in about 12 minutes.
Always an exciting time. Guys down at A-ball to have somebody like Darvish show up for a rehab assignment, both for his teammates and the guys that will be hitting against him. Those other kids on the other club would just love to have Darvish in their book.
Full count. David Freese waits on deck. Down in the left center, that will be caught by Schwarber. Dickerson back to second. So 2 down.
Not for nothing, but would have been good enough to score him had he gotten to third base on the ground ball.
Sure would have been. So that's a break for the Cubs. Freese hitting cleanup. .351 over his last 32 games. Takes a strike on the inside edge.
Yeah, and especially good against left-handed pitching, and he becomes a very important guy for the Pirates. with Marte and Polanco struggling.
Mentioned the Cubs have been shut out in Quintana's last 2 starts. He's actually been on the mound 4 times. With the Cubs not scoring a run, they've been shut out a total of 9 times. So he's kind of been the bad luck guy in that regard. It's been better on the road than at home. ERA is a run lower away from Wrigley Field.
Last couple roadies have been ugly, though. Knocked around in St. Louis and in Kansas City.
Foul tip strike.
Home run ball has bitten him here lately. Gave up 3 last time to the Brewers, and he's allowed home runs in 4 consecutive starts. It's really interesting because you know, the Quintana, if you ask people around the game, describe Quintana, the first thing out of their mouth is consistency.
Yeah, but he
has escaped him so far this year. It's been an up and down year for him.
And the lack of run support, that's something that happened a lot when he pitched for the White Sox. 1-2 on Freeze. Jose really deliberate so far, taking a lot of time between pitches. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kick and the pitch. The bouncer to Baez, who will throw out Freeze. So Quintana works around the infield hit and error. And we're scoreless after an inning. Meteorologists Cheryl Scott, Tracy Butler, Larry Mowry, and Phil Schwartz alert you first to changing conditions and severe weather. ABC 7 Eyewitness News, your AccuWeather station. Kyle Schwarber leads it off for the Cubs. Game-winning homer on Friday night. And looks at ball 1.
Schwartz scuffling as well. That home run, his only extra base hit in his last 12 games, in which he's batted .189. I think he was taken there.
So Tyone on quite a stretch has not allowed more than 3 earned runs in 14 consecutive starts. He's the only National League pitcher with 2 complete games. There are only 5 pitchers in baseball who have more than 1. His last one was pretty special. It came against Chad Bettis and the Rockies. Tyone and Bettis both recovering from testicular cancer, so that was a special start for both guys.
Pirates won that ball game 10-2, and it was in Colorado. So
yeah,
quite an accomplishment to go to the distance at Coors Field.
Really impressive. 107 pitches thrown on August 7th, 2 starts ago. 3-2 on Schwarber.
Yeah, so that run you referenced, 14 consecutive 6 innings or more, 3 earned runs or less. Excuse me, not the 6 innings, but the 3 earned runs. The last time he allowed more than 3 was back on May 22nd. Cubs faced him here July 31st. He was a winner, 6 2/3, 7 hits, 3 runs. This is who they expected him to be. He was the 2nd overall pick in the draft in 2010.
Slicing drive down the left field line. That ball is foul. Just foul.
Foul in more ways than one. They're going to sneak that around the corner. Solid line drive, base hit to left field in the ball game last night. Schwarber's rocking some new shades, isn't he?
Yeah. That one hit deep to right. It'll be fair, and it'll be gone. Schwarber makes it 1-0.
Was a mighty blast. The 2nd of the series. 22nd on the year. 3-2 pitch from Tyone after just missing, sneaking one around the corner and left. It's a more typical Schwarber home run.
Toyota home run replay. So 22 on the year, all against right-handed pitchers.
Well, the solo home run was good enough to win the first 2 games of this series. They did it again yesterday, but it wasn't enough.
Contreras takes low.
If that home run were to hold up today, the archivist would be going nuts digging through the history of our fine game to see a series like this one.
Well, the last time the Pirates played a 4-game series, where they combined a score of 7 runs or fewer, as Contreras strikes out, you have to go back to 1917. The last time the Cubs scored 4 runs or fewer in a 4-game series, June of 1985 against the Mets. Quintana with a 1-0 lead. The bat, 1 out here in the top of the 2nd. And he takes a strike.
This is Tyone's 7th career start against the Cubs. He is 3-3 with a 4.86 ERA lifetime against them.
Toward right. And Polanco will throw late. It is a base hit for Quintana, his 2nd of the season, and just the 4th of his major league career. He's 4 for 88.
Starting to heat up, though. He got his first hit just a couple of starts ago.
Now David Bodie batting in the 9th spot. Back to the Tyone Bettis matchup. Chad Bettis had surgery in November of 2016. Tyone had his May 8th of last year, so he talked to Bettis about the recovery process, so they became friends. Obviously, when Tyone matches up against John Lester, the cancer survivor, he faces Anthony Rizzo, cancer survivor. And a lot of reminders for all those guys of all the stuff they had to go through, but making it all the way back. And Tyone has talked about the quote brotherhood in the game of baseball, and guys who can all relate to that journey back. Tyone will throw to second. Not a good throw, but Harrison able to dig it out. We see that almost on a daily occurrence, a pitcher trying to make a throw to second base, and it's not easy.
Yeah, I think Tyone was inclined to go to first base there, and I think Diaz started yelling 2-2-2-2-2, so there's a change of mind, change of direction for Tyone. Harrison was able to bail him out with a real nice pick out there at second base. He stubbed his toe a little bit. The replay looked like he was thinking second base there, but as he tried to set his feet, tangled up a little bit.
LaStella in the air, drifting toward left center. Now planting is Marte. Leadoff homer, Kyle Schwarber. Cubs lead early, 1-0.
Live presented by BioFreeze, the official external pain reliever of the Cubs. Check out tonight's broadcast right now at facebook.com/Cubs. That would be today's broadcast.
Well, it could be tonight somewhere.
Could be. I guarantee it's tonight somewhere where folks are watching.
Elias Diaz splitting the weekend with Francisco Cervelli, each guy getting 2 starts. 1-1 the count on him. Bell and Harrison to follow.
Yeah, he's having a bit of a breakout year. Hitting for average, hitting for power. He's batting .362 against left-handed pitching.
A turn and a throw and a pop-up foul on a play.
Diaz is from Venezuela. His mom actually got kidnapped back in February, I believe it was, in the spring training. And she was held for 3 days and ultimately rescued or let go.
Fortunately, was not harmed, but
yeah,
it's scary.
Yeah. So, things are so dicey over there. That's happened to more than one guy. I guess, in Ramos. Was kidnapped and held at gunpoint for a while. In the Diaz story, apparently it was like among the kidnappers was a family friend and a couple of police officers.
Unbelievable. Full count on him. Josh Bell will hit next. Q with a payoff. Hammered. Foul.
That was a 1-iron there, man. That thing was a lenient.
Well, hopefully history will not repeat itself, because Schwarber did that, and then the next pitch he hit a home run. See this bat very vertical in terms of the pitch choices, as Baez just cannot get a handle on it, and Diaz is aboard. Another ball hit hard. Cubs baseball on ABC7 is brought to you by, right now at MullerHonda.com. You can shop over 750 cars with 2 great locations to choose from. MullerHonda.com. Now Josh Bell. Slide step and a pitch. Error?
No, I think they ruled it a base hit.
Okay, they've got error on the.
Oh no, they just did
error on the board. So second error in as many innings for the Cubs.
Yeah, sharply hit, but that's a ball that you expect the shortstop to handle. That's exactly what went on there. They had some funky movement.
I got hit there. Javi normally would catch that ball, but
yeah, I wouldn't quibble
because of the exit velocity.
Had it been ruled a hit, I think it was off the end of the bat a little bit. I think the pace of it might have actually fooled him some, and it had a little sinking action to it. But yeah, if they ruled that a base hit, unless I was pitching, I wouldn't have no issues with it. If I was pitching, I would pretend not to care, because that's what you're supposed to do, but deep down I'd be a little annoyed. Yeah, but a double play.
Line to Zobrist. One down here in the Pirates' second.
That's one way to combat the double play. use the opposite field, much more likely to hit it in the air.
So the exit velocity off Diaz's bat, that speaks to what you said, was 80 miles an hour. So I think, if anything, it did fool Javi.
Might have been a little changeup, yeah.
An early mound visit before Josh Harrison bats. I don't mean to be Mr. Old Guy, but it feels like the PA is much louder today.
I'm with you, yeah. It's a lovely Sunday at the ballpark. We need to tamp it down a little bit. Got boats out on the river. We got day baseball. We don't need that noise.
Quite a fireworks display after the game last night over the river. We were walking across the bridge.
Yeah, they do it up right here. They do fireworks as well as anybody in the business.
One and one on Josh Harrison.
Their explosions above replacement are just off the charts.
The ear factor.
Perfect.
He went 1-2.
Now Harrison likes to swing it. He doesn't walk much at all. Harrison hitting a .258 this season. It seems low for him. A career .279 hitter. Versatile guy, can play multiple positions. He can run a little bit, has some power, not a lot. Playing this season at the age of 31, turned 31 back on July 8th. Like Ian Happ, played his college ball at the University of Cincinnati.
Two and two on him. Cubs lead on a Kyle Schwarber home run.
You mentioned last inning about Q being a little bit more deliberate. I'm guessing it's intentional. You know, he got ambushed early in his last start, so maybe just wants to make sure he doesn't get careless here.
And they got their man. Diaz tagged out. So Quintana picked him off.
And he's got a very good pickoff move, and this was about as well as the rundown could be executed. The Cubs have struggled at times with the rundown play, but Rizzo gets him moving quickly, gives it up to Javi, so it's a one-throw rundown. That's the way you like it.
Pirates base running. They've made two mistakes here early. Dickerson not advancing in the first, and Diaz getting picked off here in the second. Boy, low scoring games like we've seen all weekend, those things can loom pretty large.
Yeah, and you know, it's one thing if you're stealing. I doubt that he's stealing, and then with the lefty on the mound and Diaz not being a speed guy, but they might have been playing hit and run. But for the lefty on the mound hit and run play, you got to make sure that pitcher goes home.
High drive out into deep right center. Way back there. And dropped by Happy. Had it in his glove. Then it came out. Harrison will have a double.
Well, Harrison really put a charge in this ball. Happ went a long, long way. And ultimately looked like he was going to be able to haul it in. But it just popped out of his mitt. And Harrison with the I got it hop. But he didn't. Got a lot of it, didn't get all of it.
So there's a double for Harrison. Yeah, Cubs have made 2 errors. That ball, I'm sure Ian would say, should have had it. But as you mentioned, he ran a long way. Pirates have committed an error, so it's been a sloppy start both ways. Echeverria's had a nice series. 3 for 6 with a sacrifice fly. He's hitting .364 against left-handed pitching.
Yeah, so this is a situation where you're not going to give in to him. Another one of those guys who doesn't walk much, so I would pitch this entire sequence if I were Q as if it started 0-2. I'm just going to try to make one pitcher's pitch after another if he's willing to expand his zone. Basically get himself out. I'm going to take it. If not, we'll move on to Tyone.
And much of that compiled as a Tampa Bay Ray before he was traded here to Pittsburgh recently. 3-1.
Yeah, you can see what the game plan is here just by looking at Contreras, how far off the plate he is setting up. If that is the game plan, then stick to it. Don't throw him a cookie here. Look out a little more at the plate than they wanted to. But again, you know, Echeverria is an aggressive hitter. You know, as a pitcher, you would prefer to go after him because you got the pitcher on deck. You'd love to start the next inning with Tyone.
Yeah, your point about nibbling is commit to it.
Yeah, I mean, if there's an order coming from the dugout that you're going to pitch around a guy, you don't want to change the game plan halfway through the at bat. I'm not putting him on intentionally here. I'm just trying to make a competitive off the pitch plate, or off the plate pitch, excuse me.
I like the way you said it the first time.
That was actually the perfect pitch. Brought to you by Leinenkugel.
Beat me to it. So here's Tyone with 2 on, 2 down. 3 out of 41 on the season.
So Maria had to fight his swing instincts there to accept that walk. I always joke when we face Tyone. He went to the same high school as my kids. All the kids from the Woodlands are above average. In the batter's box, that is not the case for J-Mo.
One and 2. I think you hit it on the head. Quintana typically works much faster than he is today. And he's slowing things down. So that'll do it. Tyone strikes out, and the Pirates leave a couple. It's 1-0 Cubs after 2. Feldco by one window, get one free. Call 866-4FELDCO today. Elias Diaz picked off in the bottom of the second. And go ahead.
This Thursday, Cubs play the Reds. It'll be the first of 4, and it'll be a 7:05 first pitch, and up to the first to 10,000 early arriving fans. We see the Cubs beach towel presented by NBC Sports Chicago. Tickets are still available at Cubs.com. Just in time for summertime. It's right around the corner.
Well, getting reports out of South Bend that Yu Darvish left his start after just 1 inning. And
that's not good.
Sounds like he was warming up for the second inning when he came out. So yeah, that does not sound good. Ben Zobrist leading off here in the third.
What sounds good is the crack of the bat for Zobrist here lately. And by lately, I mean a good long while, going back to July 21st. He's batting .403 with a .467 on base percentage and a .687 slugging percentage. And he's being pitched with the proper amount of respect because of this hot streak he is on. Tyone picking away, trying to shave off that outside corner.
Here it comes. It's a strike. It's 2-2.
Hey, let's take a look at the league leaders, brought to you by Toyota. Trusted Toyota. Toyota, let's go places. And second half batting average, he trails only Justin Turner.
Frazier's only made 1 start in this series. That was against the right-hander Chatwood last night. Zobrist draws the walk.
Yeah, I think, overall the Pirates this year have been pretty neutral in terms of versus left versus right. But right now I think lefty's the way to go against them. Keep Moran on the bench. Keep Frazier on the bench. Polanco struggling. Marte is struggling. Again, the one guy you really have to worry about, the 2 guys, Freese and the catcher Diaz.
Baez a single in the first. Stole his 20th base of the year. He's 10 for 14 against Tyone. He went into the day tied for the league lead with 89 RBIs, but Eugenio Suarez has homered for the Reds. Jesus Aguilar also with 89 going into play today. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss.
Back-to-back sliders.
Power slider at 90.
Yeah, hit an inside fastball for his base hit last time. Pulling the ball on the ground a lot. This recent funk.
Toward the middle, Echeverria will flip. Harrison the turn. 6-4-3. So Javi has bounced now into 3 double plays in this series. Let me add it up here. 1, 2, and he's lined into 1 as well.
Pretty good work by the guys in the middle there for the Pirates. And it's somewhat ironic that the high fastball there, they're going for a punch out there with that elevated fastball, and Baez able to hit it, but he hits it on the ground. Echeverria is one of the better defensive shortstops in the game. And you can't run there. You can't start a base runner. I mean, you can, but you wouldn't because there's so much swing and miss with Javi.
One and one to Rizzo. A liner that ends up right at Polanco. Leadoff walk, no runs. 1-0 Cubs in the third. To you by Comcast Business, built for business. A walk-off balk helped the Mariners beat the Dodgers in 10 innings last night. Chris Sale back on the disabled list, and the Mets and the Phillies in the Little League Classic in Williamsport later tonight.
Don't even get me started on the walk-off balk. So Dylan Floro was pitching for the Dodgers.
One strike to Dickerson. Bunted his way on. Ended up at second on a throwing error by Quintana. And he never did advance the rest of the inning. Pitch count up there a little bit as Quintana faced 9 batters over the first 2 innings. A lot of deep counts. Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
Went to that elevated fastball a couple of times to finish off Dickerson. Second strikeout for Q. Second one in a row. He got Tyone dead last inning.
Pitch to Marte, dribbled toward third. Bodie will scoop. Are the fans booing Marte for not running?
Booing somebody for something.
I don't think he ran hard. I looked up and I figured he'd be a lot closer to first. Let's see. Oh, he stumbled. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, so they're either booing because they didn't realize he stumbled out of the box, or they're just booing in general because he's been struggling lately. Or they're booing because music in the ballpark's been loud and they're a little annoyed.
Sometimes it's hard to know
People get irritable.
Why a fan boos. Yeah. Swing and a miss by Polanco.
There's also the argument, don't let the stumble allow you not to push it down the line.
Yep.
Right? Sure. Stumble initially, still sell out going down the line.
One-two pitch is too high. Sets up a 2-2. And he has run it full.
He tried to change up there after the high fastball, change up down. Polanco, for me, when he first came to the league, he was better than, you think of big, tall, left-handed hitters. Most of those guys like the ball down. I thought Polanco was a pretty good high ball hitter. But he has changed his approach a little bit. It looks like he's trying to launch the ball. So maybe that elevated fastball above the hands is a better play now than it was a couple of years ago.
Bouncer to Tommy La Stella. And that's the 1-2-3 Quintana needed. Cubs 1, Bucks nothing after 3.
Escape.
Tyone back to work. And ball one on Ian Happ playing center field. Struck out in the first inning. One and one. Tuesday starts a stretch of 23 in a row without an off day. The Cubs, including tomorrow, only have 3 off days left. Well, the benefit during this stretch is September 1st when the rosters expand. It always helps.
Yeah, now the issue, and I don't want to get out ahead of things, but with Darvish leaving his rehab start today, Montgomery currently on the disabled list. Tyler Chatwood tried him yesterday. It didn't go well. And that string of games coming up, well, you're not really going to be able to skip guys unless you pull somebody up from the minor leagues to make a start. Probably will have to do that at some point, but you would prefer not to if you're playing meaningful games.
That's a long sentence. Where are you leading here?
Cubs are going to sign John Lackey to a 3-year deal.
Happ strikes out. Let's take a look at the home run cam brought to you by Toyota. Tested, trusted Toyota. Toyota, let's go places.
Just completely disrespected this baseball. The 3-2 breaking pitch from Tyone. Clobbered. Mongo.
But yes, I do think it is instructive and would probably lead the Cubs to continue to look. Schwarber grounds to Harrison. Could also do the Rays deal, which they did today in Boston, the opener.
Yeah,
basically they did last night.
Yeah, and I like, again, with September call-ups, you're going to have extra arms, so it'll be easier to do that. I think that's a great idea. Rocky Bridges, I reference him from time to time. He's a very colorful baseball guy, a former big league coach and player and a longtime minor league manager. He once said there are 3 things every person feels like they can do better than the next guy: run a hotel, build a fire, and manage a ball club. So my 2 cents on the managing the ball club, if the Cubs continue to struggle offensively, and this sounds counterintuitive because he's not performing very well right now, I would move Schwarber up in the batting order, see what that looks like.
Well, funny you said that. I got a great tweet from Jeff, and I can look it up, but I'm going to trust him. You know, leading off an inning this year, he's got a 387 on base average. So he has not been used as a leadoff hitter, but that's his profile right now.
Well, and here's my thinking. You know, the most common place he has been in the batting order this year is in the 6th hole. And sometimes the 6th hole is your last dangerous spot, so it becomes pretty easy to pitch around him at times. I think he leads the league in intentional walks. He walks a lot. So I think if you slot him into the middle of the order a little more often, there's a chance he's going to be able to do more damage. He's going to maybe get some more pitches to hit. I don't know.
So you're thinking
I think it's
more
worth taking a look. Yeah,
middle of the
3,
order,
4, 5-ish.
you know,
yeah,
as opposed to top.
Yeah,
okay.
And I wouldn't be opposed to top because of his patience, but I'd like to see how that plays against right-handed pitching.
1, 2, 3 go the Cubs in the 4th, leading 1-0. Cam, America runs on Duncan. Take the power of AccuWeather on the go. Download the new AccuWeather app today to get Chicago's most accurate forecast from ABC 7 Eyewitness News. Cubs 1, Pirates nothing. David Freese here in the 4th.
Get a little Fleetwood Mac as this walk-up music.
What was the song? I didn't hear it.
It's in my head right now. I can't pull up the name. Stevie Nicks. You know, it's that one.
Yeah, the one that she did. Bodie ranging to his left.
Check out the variety of luxury premier options that Wrigley Field has to offer for your next client, corporate, or family function. Like the Budweiser patio located in prime home run territory down the right field line. Visit Cubs.com/premier for an option that fits your needs.
Diaz reached on an error and was picked off in the 2nd. Here's a 1-0. Downstairs for a ball. There's a strike. Being told edge of 17.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a Stevie Nicks solo track, I do believe. Deep right and caught by Zobrist.
We're trying to play follow the leader here after what the Lester and Hamels have done so far in this series. Lefties have been dominant against this Pirate lineup.
It has been fascinating series. All the double plays. Cubs defense has turned. Happ will make the catch. Pirates have scored in 1 inning in this 4-game series. 3-run second last night. is brought to you by Sport Clips Haircuts. Check in online at sportclips.com/check-in and claim your spot today at any of the over 90 Chicagoland locations. Jose Quintana, 1 for 1. He singled in the second inning.
And base hit to right field. Polanco tried to throw him out at first base. If he were to hit the same ball here, he might get him. Polanco is really shallow and well over towards the line and right now.
1-2. Taillon, as JD mentioned, grew up in the Houston area, born in Lakeland, Florida. He had committed to Rice University before signing with the Pirates. And Quintana strikes out. It's number 5 for Taillon.
Yeah, both these guys appear to be settling in after some issues early in the ball game. Pretty easy to be bullish on the Pirates pitching future. Taillon, they've added Chris Archer. Musgrove, who we saw last night. Trevor Williams has really been throwing the ball well. They've got the veteran Ivan Nova. Got a kid down in the minor leagues by the name of Keller, who is a top flight prospect.
Two on David, hitless in this series.
Taillon's 26, Musgrove is 25, Williams is mid-20s, Archer I think is 29. Nova's the old man of the group. He's 31, I believe.
Bodie now 0 for 10 in the series. And that is 4 strikeouts against the last 5 batters for Taillon. Now back to your Schwarber point, I think in terms of the leadoff spot, the rest of the way, Joe's just, it's going to be a daily thing. I mean, this weekend he's used 4 guys. Baez, Happ, Zobrist, and Tommy getting the opportunity today.
So our Xfinity strike zone, that one could have gone either way, right at the bottom of the zone. More consistent with his release point. He hasn't left many pitches over the heart of the plate since the first couple innings. Yeah, well, you know, and that's, you know, you can look at the numbers and say, well, wait a minute, Schwarber, he doesn't really perform with runners in scoring position, so why would you want him in the middle of the order? I'm not saying it's going to work. I just thinking about it earlier that when he's further down in the lineup, they have the ability to pitch around him without as much consequence. If they walk him and he's in front of Anthony or hopefully Chris Bryant when he gets back, it just kind of makes things a little dicier for the opposing pitchers.
Two-out walk to La Stella. Zobrist has hit into a double play and walked.
The pitch that presents the biggest problem for Zobrist is the straight changeup, and that's a pitch that Taillon doesn't throw very much. Tried one there.
Pirates have the best ERA in the National League since July 7th. Their starters in this series going into today at a 131 earned run average. Knocked down by Diaz. ERA I mentioned 3.24 since July 7th. The only team with a better mark, the Oakland A's, 288. That's not a big surprise considering they have jumped into a first place tie over in the American League West with Houston.
Pretty remarkable run that the A's are on.
Ground ball to Harrison to end the Cubs' fifth. They lead this game 1-0. And ball one on Josh Harrison.
Harrison's a diver. He's well off the plate, upright in his batting stance. The front foot pulled back, but as the pitch is being delivered, he really starts to lean in to cover the outside part of the plate. It's almost like he's inviting you to go out there. So you got to do your work inside on him.
One swing and a miss. It's 2-2.
Pretty effective with that high fastball here today. Getting a lot of swing throughs.
He got him on the high one. Bring up Echeverria.
Yeah, third strikeout. This is how he got Dickerson. Pumping that high fastball up there, and the Pirates couldn't lay off. it's too good.
He's got 3 strikeouts today. 2 hits allowed, a bunt single, and a double.
He was very critical of his performance last time out. His manager was not. Joe said, you know, looking at it from the side, his stuff looked good. He struck out 5. He only had 1 walk. And Joe felt like he just got ambushed. A couple of bad breaking balls that Braun jumped on. And they thought curveball was the way to go with Braun, and they tried it twice. And he jumped all over both of them.
Toward the hole, backhanded by Baez. The throw to first, got it. Hey, Cub fans, if you miss any of today's action, ABC 7 rebroadcasts each of its Cubs matchups on the Live Well Network. Today's Cubs Pirates Encore will air in its entirety at 7 p.m. on ABC 7's digital channel 7.2 and the following cable channel positions.
Q has now retired 9 in a row. He's made 79 pitches. Despite having to cover a lot of the game last night, the bullpen should be in pretty good shape here this afternoon. Cishek would be back in play. He was off last night.
Ball strike 3. Taillon is out. That's 10 straight retired by Quintana.
Bodie drives one in the air. Deep center field. Back goes Taylor. It's got a chance. It's a grand slam. A grand slam for David Bodie. And the Cubs have won the ball game. Can you believe it? Wow.
The Hooters hot play of the game brought to you by your Chicagoland Hooters. David Bodie, Sunday night. Pat and Ron with the call. What a moment. And what a win. Swing and a miss by Baez as we start the 6th. Still 1-0. Cubs on this daily vitamin of 1 home run every day in this series. Today, Schwarber. But you can't just have a vitamin. You got to have other nutrients and things.
You got to.
They live a healthy lifestyle, so
take your vitamin, but mix in a meal every now and then.
Baez hustling. Harrison will throw him out.
And count on Chicago's most accurate radar, live Doppler 7 Max, the most advanced technology, only on ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
I don't think Joe takes it for granted, but it's really fun to see this team respect 90. We had the moment earlier where Marte tripped, but then did not run hard, and eventually had a conversation with his manager about it. Joe doesn't have to have many of those. Every once in a while it happens, but it's pretty rare. Line into center and a base hit. Rizzo's on.
Yeah, I think what most managers want, they just want to see a good solid effort going down the line. You don't have to try to win a gold medal like you're at a track meet, but just go hard. And the other thing is, you don't want to get embarrassed too on balls where you could have had 2 bases and you end up with 1 because you lollygagged it, or you hit a little lazy fly ball. You assume there's going to be an out that gets misplayed, and you end up at first as opposed to second. It happens to every team from time to time. Those things, especially when you're scuffling a little bit. Sometimes guys get frustrated and they don't want to run just out of frustration.
Well, the other question, and it's not an easy answer, is the mental versus the physical mistake, right? 1-0 is in there. So, for instance, the Corey Dickerson play in the first inning, you wouldn't say that was a lack of hustle. He maybe just made the wrong decision to not advance
well,
to
I
third.
think he put himself in a position where he couldn't take advantage.
Right.
I think the issue was, and he may argue with me, Clint Hurdle may argue with me, but I just thought his secondary wasn't aggressive enough where that ground ball would have probably been behind him and he could have gotten to third base. As it was, when you look at the play in a vacuum, the ground ball was in front of him, and you say, well, ground ball was short.
He made it in front of him.
Right, he made it in front of him, was my take on it. And Dickerson's a hard-nosed player, and he's usually looking to press his advantage.
1 and 2.5.
And that's the other part of it, is he may have shortened up a little bit just because Baez was behind him and Contreras is behind the plate, and he didn't want to get picked off. The best, you have to play every pitch, and game situations sometimes change with every pitch.
Ball, strike 3. So Haps had a tough day. 3 at bats, 3 strikeouts. This one looking, and it will bring up Schwarber for the 3rd time. And I would say in general, tell me if you disagree, in terms of baseball or base running instincts, some guys can get a little better at it, but it's hard, right? And I think most managers, once they know a player, they'll try to simplify things and not expect that guy to do more than he's capable of doing.
Yeah, I think, just in terms of the instinct part of it, it's hard to coach up. But you can, I think you can teach game situations to guys, when to be looking forward to something. This might happen in this situation, so be ready to react. And plant that seed in their brain. Maybe the best example is when we played the Nationals. That Soto kid who's only 19 years old. He's had a lot of trouble on the bases. I would assume he's going to get better the longer he's in the league. Major league coaches, the instruction he's going to get. This is stuff he probably would have learned had he been in the minor leagues longer than he has been.
2-1. Rizzo at first, 2 outs, 6th inning. Taillon's pitch outside.
You understand why Taillon would be cautious here with Schwarber after the home run back in the second. He's put himself in a precarious situation here, going 3-1 on the slugger with a man on base. That's a perfect pitch. It's either ball 4 or right on the edge. The drive of the game is presented by Mercedes-Benz. The best or nothing, and it was the 3-2 breaking ball. Crushed way up there. Perfect example of the Bodie score from third base the other day on the homestand, and the ball in the dirt. And he and Butter were talking down there, and Butter said 2 strikes, be ready for the breaking ball in the dirt. And with 2 strikes on the hitter and 2 outs, you're going to look to be more aggressive in that situation.
Rizzo goes on 3-2, and the ball hit the bat, so it's foul.
Musgrove, who pitched for the Pirates last night, went 7 innings. He threw 87 pitches, allowed 1 run. He's had some shoulder issues this year and in the past. We're keeping a close watch on him now. Taillon's had some injury issues as well, but he might, I think Hurdle was probably willing to ask a little bit more from Taillon these days than from Musgrove.
That's a swing. No argument from Kyle. And that'll take us to the last of the 6th. 1-zip Cubs.
By the authority of the Chicago Cubs, and it may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs.
You got that?
Don't even think about it.
Quintana has retired 10 in a row.
So here we go, 3rd time through the order, top of the order, a hot hitter in the box. You dusted him off last time, punched him out with high fastballs.
0-2.
Last time early issues for Quintana for the most part this year. It's been this stage of the game, and that's pretty common for a lot of pitchers. Third time through, the batting average tends to spike.
That's why the Cubs have action in the pen. That's Carl Edwards Jr. Spiked that one in front of the plate.
Yeah, so you get into that phase of the game, and the old adage is it's a player's game for the first 6 innings, and the manager takes over from the 7th inning on. I think that has changed. The nature of the game has changed. The bullpen's much more active now and play earlier in games. But you come into any start, I think you're wary of that third time through the order, so you want to be able to react, especially in a one-run game. The other part of it is you have to react to what your eyes tell you too. And the guy is just locked in and dealing. You can disregard what's gone on in previous starts.
Deflected and slowed down by Quintana, and Jose upset with himself. If he lets it go, Baez has a much easier play to make, so that'll be an infield hit for Dickerson.
Yeah, it almost looked like there was some indecision there on the part of Quintana trying to field that ground ball. You know, I don't think it was a particularly difficult play for him to make, but the guy behind you gets paid well to make plays, and he's one of the best in the business. Leave it alone.
For Marte bats, news out of South Bend, not good on Yu Darvish. Jesse Rogers has more.
Yeah, that's right, Len. Darvish left his rehab start after just 1 inning, experiencing pain in that elbow. Training staff was attending to him, and he said afterwards he wants to get an MRI. It's similar to what he's been experiencing this whole time. He's been out since late May, as you know. He's hopeful to pitch again, but first things first, he's got to get that MRI. And as Theo Epstein said earlier in the week, the calendar probably doesn't permit for another setback here, so his season could be in jeopardy. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Jesse. Matt Johnson traveled to South Bend with Darvish. One 1-0 on Marte, make it 1-1.
Quick slide step that time from Quintana. He's tough to run on. He's got a really good move. Diaz learned that earlier when he got picked off.
Cubs nursing a 1-0 lead. Schwarber with a homer in the second. Inside.
Bodie tight to the line, even with the bag at third.
Three and one. Marte likes to swing the bat. He's not necessarily looking for a walk here. He was grounded out twice. But he does draw the walk, and the Pirates have their best threat of the day, 2 on, nobody out.
Manage your dream team in franchise mode, plus get weekly stats, roster updates, and more. RBI Baseball 18 is available now. Learn more at rbigame.com. Rated E for everyone. Yeah, I think Q, for the first time in a long time, maybe the first time today, really pitching away from contact after the infield hit by Dickerson. He's been pretty aggressive, but a little too nibbly there with Marte.
Polanco off to a slow start here in August, and 1 for 12 in the series, but he's got 19 home runs, mentioned it earlier. His eye at the plate. He's gotten a little sharper. Walk rate has gone from 6.5 to 11.7% this season. Now he asks for time.
Yeah, that's a very big jump.
That's below average to well above average. A stretch and a 1-0. Major trouble. It's going to bang off the high wall and right. One run is in. Marte's going to be held at third. It's a tie ball game. Gregory Polanco missed a 3-run homer by a few feet. And still nobody out here in the 6th.
They got that foot down in time, and there's that uppercut swing lashing that ball. That ball absolutely scalded by Polanco. Because of that, Zobrist was able to get it back in a hurry, and they couldn't score Marte. Just tried not to score him, and with nobody out, why would you?
That will be it for Quintana. Might be it for David Freese, too, who was due to hit. This call to the pen is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. 1-1, we'll be back. During this pitching change break, we want to thank BioFreeze for presenting Cubs baseball on Facebook. BioFreeze is the #1 clinically recommended external pain reliever the Cubs use to overcome sore muscles and stiffness. Cubs had to be ready because it can happen quickly, and Quintana went from retiring 10 in a row to giving up an infield hit, a walk, a game-tying double, and now he'll watch from the bench the rest of the day.
Yeah, you know, he was rolling along nicely. Unfortunately, that the ground ball, a little misplay on his part, kind of opened the door here for the Pirates. Marte works a rare walk. Polanco really hitting just 2 or 4 against left-handed pitching, but with some slugging. Whacks the ball off the right field wall. Now Edwards, a strikeout specialist, comes on, and boy, Cubs could use a punch out or two right here.
So Hayward, the new center fielder for Happ. And the Cubs play their infield in, not all the way. Hedge their bets here a little bit with runners at second and third.
I think that's the difference between 6th and 7th inning. If this is the 7th inning, I think they have the infield all the way in here. Going to concede a run here, give up one to try not to give up two, and they still have 3 cracks at it.
To first, Marte caught in a rundown. So the throw to Contreras, and Marte kind of gave himself up. And I thought he might hang around there, even though Polanco had already advanced to third, but I thought he might hang in there for another second to try to give Freese a chance to get to second.
Yeah. I saw Clint Hurdle talking to him after his last time up when he didn't run hard down the line after struggling coming out of the box. Now maybe he's got something going on. Maybe he's got a tender ankle or something like that, where they're telling him not to push it. But ideally, you'd want your base runner to try to stay in a rundown here, even though he knows it's not going to end well because Polanco's standing at third base. Just try to buy a little time for that back runner.
So that keeps the double play in order and a chance to get out of this thing with only the 1-run scoring. That would be huge. Strike called on Diaz. The now third place Brewers lead the second place Cardinals 2-0 in the bottom of the 4th in St. Louis. Mike Moustakas has knocked in the 2 Brewer runs. Backed him off the dish. Now the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Jeep, the official vehicles of summer. The Cubs' next opponent, the Detroit Tigers. Tigers trail at Minnesota 2-1. Also in the 4th. Detroit 51-73. Third place and way out in the AL Central. 20 games back. 3-1 to Diaz with Bell waiting on deck. Bases loaded. Bases loaded for Josh Bell.
Power numbers are down significantly for Bell this year, but he's dangerous, big, strong kid. Cubs will play for 2.
Swing and a miss.
Runners in scoring position this year. Bell is batting .317.
His first major league home run was a pinch hit grand slam off Adam Warren. He was pitching for the Cubs at the time back in July of '16. How about that debut weekend? 3 pinch hit appearances. He was on base all 3 times. Singled off Jake Arrieta the first day. Strike call 1 and 2. The grand slam off Warren, and then a pinch hit walk against John Lackey.
He ended up hitting 26 home runs last year.
Most by a National League switch hitting rookie. Major League record is 27. Big spot here. 1-2 on Bell. Bases loaded. 1 out. A 1-1 tie. Second on that list, National League switch hitting rookies all time, Ian Happ. Yeah, 24 last year.
Bell finished third in the Rookie of the Year voting behind Bellinger and Paul DeYoung. Ian finished 8th.
Polanco at third, Freeze at second, Diaz at first. And the 1-2 high.
Carl has everything you want in a bullpen guy. A lot of strikeouts, a lot of weak contact. He induces ground balls. Doesn't give up much damage. I guess the only downside is he walks a few, but you live with that with the strikeouts. Power arm out of the pen. Typically he's going to walk a few. This, however, would not be a good time to do it with the bases juiced. High anxiety moment for both guys here. Bell, good discipline, but can he be disciplined in this situation?
Big 3-2 coming up.
This is such a tough call for Contreras and Edwards, because I think he chases breaking ball down here. And if he doesn't, you walk in a run.
Not that deep. Schwarber the catch. Polanco's going to hold, and he would have made it. And Edwards backing up the play, and Pirate fans upset they didn't send him. I always wonder why a guy in that spot won't go farther down the line before retreating. I know that ball could be possibly cut.
Well, two things. I think this is a go situation. He's kind of drifting a little bit towards center field. It's tough to get the shoulders square. The catch is the second out. If it's the first out, I'm not running here.
I mean, he gave up on it. There was nobody behind him at third.
I think it's an automatic go on a ball like that. And secondarily, I'm with you. If not, come down the line a little bit further in case there's a misplay.
Once that ball got past Bodie, if he's halfway down the line, he scores. So the Cubs get another break. And here's Harrison with 2 outs.
So the good work Schwarber has done this year, throwing out base runners, pays off right there, because that's all that was. Schwarber's got 9 outfield assists. He's got a strong arm, and that's Joey Cora saying, you know what, we're not going to go here.
Popped him up. What a job by Edwards. Somebody's got to catch it first. It'll be Hayward. So they tie it, but that's all they get. It's 1-1 after 6. Cubs, it's brought to you by Ford, inviting you to visit your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. Two-gamer in Detroit before heading back home to take on the Reds. And this pitching change is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time.
This is right-hander Edgar Santana. He's having a very nice year. 2.82 earned run average, 57th appearance. He's allowed just 2 runs in his last 20 appearances, covering 20 innings of work.
Little dribbler, and Contreras is out. As Harrison makes the play.
Yeah, Harrison's showing outstanding range here today. Left, right, in. Moving quickly, yet under control.
So second and third, nobody out when Edwards came into the game, and the Pirates did not get the lead run. Some passive base running today by the Pirates helping too. I guess that goes a little bit back to the instincts part. You know, you watch a guy like Baez. David Bodie's got this too. There is this. He is just busting at the seams to get the next base and to score a run. And it really drives his base running. Occasionally he's going to run into an out. But you know, the Cubs are good. Ball in the dirt. They take off. They're just always anticipating a way to get to that next base. And I don't think you see a lot of other teams do that consistently. Punched into left, but too well. And Dickerson's got it. The stat of the game is brought to you by Mattress Firm, where your budget stretches further. Fewest runs combined in a 4-game series. You got to go way back.
And then way back.
So, you know, I even think of lately the Cubs have been in a bit of a base running slump, but almost all of their mistakes have been going to the next base, right?
Yeah. Usually mistakes
where you'd want it if you make a mistake.
Why wasn't he going there? Yeah.
Sharply hit grounder, backhanded neatly by Echeverria. Strong throw. Santana quickly goes 1-2-3 through the Cubs' bottom of the order. 1-1. Baseball on ABC7 is being brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. By Lakeside Bank. Personal customized banking. Lakeside Bank. It's about time. By Xfinity. Xfinity delivers the fastest internet with the best in-home Wi-Fi experience. Call, click, or visit an Xfinity store today. And by Mattress Firm. Go to mattressfirm.com to see how far your budget can stretch. One tie, 7th inning. Today's hot cold players are brought to you by Plumbers 911. Call day or night at 1-833-PLUM-911. Plumbers 911, your plumbing connection. Hamels hot, Guerin not. Here in the month of August.
Yeah, where would the Cubs be without Cole Hamels?
Yeah, he's very much in the mix for the pitcher of the month, a little over the halfway point.
Take the latest news, weather, and video with you wherever you go this weekend. And get the ABC7 Chicago News app today.
Edwards did great work to get out of the 6th. We will start the 7th against the shortstop Echeverria. One nothing, 3-1, 1-1. 4 games.
Dead ball baseball, man. 1916. Rosario 2 innings yesterday. Chavez 2 innings yesterday. They may not be in play today. Kinsler and De La Rosa each worked an inning. Should be good. Definitely have gotten to that stage of the season where you're going to ask a little bit more. Throughout the first half of the year, Joe kept talking about he wants to keep his starters fresh. He was going to limit their innings, try to work the bullpen in such a way to try to keep guys fresh for the stretch run. Well, here we are. This is the stretch run. It's go time.
Pinch hitter on deck, Colin Moran. And Dickerson. 1-1 from Carl, fouled off. No Jordy Mercer this weekend. He went on the disabled list with a calf injury just before the opener. Fly to right. And Zobrist for the out. Rays lead the Red Sox 2-0 in the bottom of the 9th. Again, that was a bullpen day for the Rays. Little blooper and a base hit. Moran off the bench with a single. That'll bring up Dickerson.
So many times it's the cutter moving in on the left-handed hitters. This one actually was moving away from Moran up the end of the bat a little bit. Flares in the left. He will leave for a pinch runner. Kevin Newman, the shortstop they just called up from AAA, who was leading the International League in stolen bases.
This call to the pen is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. Former Pirate Justin Wilson when we return.
Just celebrated a birthday yesterday, right?
31.
4-3, 3.20 for the veteran left-hander. Got it all started here with the Pirates. Up to hit, man. League bat's just 198 against him.
Fifth rounder out of Fresno State, 2008. Been a Yankee, a Tiger, and a Cub since. Dickerson fouls back to the screen.
He was the winning pitcher in the championship game of the College World Series. It was last year at Fresno State.
Nearing 400 major league appearances. This is number 394. They've all been in relief. 0-2. Runner at first. 1 out, 7th inning. 1-1 tie.
Yeah, obviously you bring the left-hander in for Dickerson here, but the added benefit makes it tougher for Newman to get a jump and steal a bag.
Swing and a miss. Dickerson's out. Marte 0 for 2 with a walk. Slide step in the pitch. It's low. Quick throw to first. Runner back. Into the corner. It'll drop down. Schwarber's got to play to Karen. Joey Cora is going to send Newman. Relay throw by Baez. In time, they got him. The Pirates.
Yeah, they're going to argue that Contreras blocked home plate. And we'll see. They're going to challenge this for sure.
I would think.
So after the passive no send on the potential sac fly last inning, this time Cora sends the speedy Newman. This is really well played, and what an advantage to have a guy like Baez out there taking this relay. And watch the pick and tag by Contreras.
Yeah, here comes Clint. He wants to talk it over first with the crew chief Paul Nauert.
The rule is the catcher has to provide a lane for the base runner to get to home plate. The rule also says that the throw takes the catcher into that lane, he has every right to go get the baseball. So that's the question. So Contreras, it's a little of both, right? He's reaching. He's also got his leg out there blocking off home plate. Again, you know, this is old school. Pretty good technique here by Contreras. He's so athletic behind the plate. Oh, man, I didn't like the look at the beginning of that.
This manager's challenge is brought to you by Subaru. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
When they first instituted this rule, we saw this play challenged frequently. Not so much anymore. I can't remember the last time we had this conversation about the, did he block or not block at home plate, where there was any real relevance to it.
Right.
So they're arguing.
Is it a baseball play?
Safe, and two, did he block the plate? I think the tag was applied before he got to the plate. I think that piece of it is right.
An enormous call here. It's either inning over or it's 2-1 Pirates. Yeah, forever that was just a baseball play by a catcher. And here we go. We got the answer. Out. All right, so we go to the 8th inning. It's still Cubs 1, Pirates 1. This pitching change is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. Keone Kela, hard-throwing right-hander against Tommy La Stella in the 8th inning. Still tied at 1.
It's the Kela-La Stella matchup.
Yeah.
Second appearance for Kella in this series for the year. 3-3, 309. A bunch of saves with the Rangers. 24 saves, as a matter of fact, and 25 tries. A fastball that flirts with 100 miles per hour in a power curve.
Swing and a miss. And a ball and 2 strikes. He got it. Estella strikes out.
Speaks to how good his stuff is. You don't see Tommy take that many bad swings.
Ben Zobrist, the hitter. Pirates have had a lot of chances here the last couple of innings. They did tie it in the 6th. But the Cubs bats have gone pretty silent. Cubs have 5 hits in the ball game. One of those hits, the Schwarber home run.
Came leading off the second. They had 3 base runners in the first. Double play. Cleaned up one of them. Then Tyone got a big strike out of Ian Happ to end that inning. Tyone's final line today: 6 innings, 5 hits, a run. He walked 3, struck out 8. So for the 15th consecutive start, he allows 3 earned runs or less. That is an explosive heater this kid features.
Cishek loosening. Good effort.
Yeah, you got to pin that against the boards. I don't think they're going to call icing there. Pirates sent left-handed pitching prospect Taylor Hearn to the Rangers to get Kella. A player by the name of Sherton Apostle also in that deal.
Down the line, and it is out of play. So when I made him walk the plank, down the middle, strike 3 called. 2 down here in the 8th.
High arm slot, drives that fastball down around the knees. It's a tough angle. It's got action, and you've got to be really quick to square that up. Hey kids, I'm going to the Pirate game today. You want to come with me? No, that's okay, Dad. You go. You go ahead. Don't forget your sword.
The Reds swept the Giants. Beat them again today. And without Joey Votto, who's on the disabled list.
Jimmy Riggleman, none too pleased. Apparently it was a hit by pitch from Ryan Madsen.
Yep, and the Reds are convinced it was on purpose. And that ultimately sent Votto to the DL. 11-4 Reds the final today. Suarez hit his 27th, Peraza his 8th. Supporting Luis Castillo. Deep to right. And Polanco can't make the play. Got all tied up and turned around. That was a catchable ball. It was hit hard. Baez at second base with 2 outs.
It's rare that a right-handed hitter is going to hit the ball that far on that kind of a trajectory to right field, and Blanco was. He was twisting in the wind this way and that way. Still in position to make a play on it, could not, and Cubs with a golden opportunity here all of a sudden after a couple of punch outs. As with the 2-out double, his second hit of the day.
Rizzo will not be given a chance to knock him in. Intentional walk. Victor Caratini will now bat for Wilson.
All right, Victor, be a hero.
Victor Caratini.
How's Victor been in the pinch this year? I think he's had too many chances. 2 out of 14.
So 2-out double and then an intentional walk. Caratini trying to give the Cubs their second lead of the ball game.
Good outfield arms for the Pirates, but with Baez at second base and 2 outs, he'll be moving with contact, so should score on any ball to the outfield. And heck, pretty good chance he's going to score on a ball to the infield too with him.
Oh, and he's caught between second and third. A hesitation by Diaz. Safe. He got back. How did he get back? He was 40 feet off the bag, and he has apparently injured his right leg or ankle, and hopefully he's okay.
You know, he was kind of favoring it a little bit earlier in the ball game. It was after that soft line drive that Diaz hit that he didn't make the play on. I noticed he was out there flexing a little bit in shallow left field.
Look how far off the bag he is.
Yeah. I think he was trying to bait him into a throw behind him, then he was going to scoot to third base.
Which would be an enormous risk with 2 outs.
Yes, it would be a huge risk. It would be reckless. And maybe he just got caught, you know, taking too big of a secondary, and he was trying to make the best of a bad situation. So, situations like that, though, you almost always bet on Baez.
Yes. Meanwhile, 0-2 on Caratini. Yeah, I was almost expecting that throw by Diaz to get into center and Javi come around and score. No swing, says Paul Nauert.
Keller tried to throw that one 110 miles an hour. It was just muscle up and let it fly. And
good call.
Yep, good check.
Got him this time. 3 strikeouts in the 8th for Keone Kela. And we remain deadlocked at 1.
of the game brought to you by your local Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. A no-go here on a potential sac fly, and then a go-go here, and I'm no quibble with the calling. It was the right call to send him with 2 outs, but a real nice job. The relay from Baez, a great catch and tag by Contreras.
And this pitching change is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. It's Steve Cishek against Gregory Polanco, tied the game with a double his last time up. Baez in the outfield grass will make the play. 1 out.
Had a pitch to hit right there, just didn't get it. Cishek's been spot on all year long. Quite a roll here of late. ERA at 1.78 for 59 appearances. He is deeply entrenched in the manager's circle of trust.
Ball 1 to Freeze. Right in the heart of the strike zone, and it's 1-1. Still 2-0 Milwaukee in St. Louis, bottom 6. Chacín's been good.
Well, he was good against the Cubs the other day. Rockies lead the Braves 4-2. They're in the bottom of the 9th, so last chance for Atlanta. Wade Davis is in there. Rockies were down 3 with 2 outs in the 9th and nobody on. They came back and took the lead and ultimately won the ball game last night.
Paul third.
You know, it's interesting that there may be an advantage as we near the end of the month for a team to be a game behind as opposed to a game ahead. In the standings, just, you know, when you contemplate players that are placed on waivers in the whole waiver pecking order, first place club, the best record in the league, gets the last pick, gets the last shot at it.
Right. Right field for Zobrist. He gets Diaz. Nice work by Cishek. 7th pitch 8 for Cishek.
This is Chicago Cubs baseball on ABC7.
Ninth inning and a 1-1 tie. Final game of the weekend. Cubs looking to make it 3 out of 4 before heading to Detroit for a 2-game interleague set. And it's Felipe Vasquez, a Pirates closer, trying to preserve a tie.
With the save in the ball game last night, his 27th.
Swinging strike on Schwarber. Kyle has homered, grounded out, and struck out. I guess he doesn't want the glasses. 0-2.
Kyle has not hit a home run against a left-handed pitcher this year. This is one tough customer out there. Wouldn't that be something to turn him around? Right now, he's just fighting for his life, down 2 strikes. He has accounted for half of the Cubs' runs in this series.
With 2 long home runs. Cubs batters have not knocked in a teammate all weekend. The RBIs have been a little too selfish. Vasquez ready to go to work. And his 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3.
A lot of firepower in this Pirates bullpen. Keller struck out 3 in the 8th, and Vasquez put Schwarber away there with a good heater. He's got a fastball that'll touch 100 miles an hour. He's got a plus changeup and a good breaking ball.
Big play in this game by Contreras on the tag of the pinch runner Newman at the plate in the 7th. I told you before the season, potentially at the end of play on August 19th, the Rockies and the A's would be in first place. Would you believe me?
Well, I would have believed that there was a chance it would happen, but yeah, it would have been really long odds for sure. You were bullish on the A's way back.
I did like them, yes. Tip strike 3. Got to figure Bob Melvin has manager of the year wrapped up, right?
Yeah.
The Red Sox could win 125 games, and I still think Bob Melvin would win it.
Yeah. When you win all those games, the manager doesn't get credit. And my goodness, you got the best roster in baseball. A's have won 20 of their last 28 ball games. Lead the Astros 1-0. Today, it's only the first inning.
National League Manager of the Year.
Tell you what, you got to consider Joe with all the issues they've had with the injuries and the pitching.
Here's one.
Ryan Snitker.
Could Mike Schilt win it managing half a season if the Cardinals make the playoffs?
Could. I'd be more inclined to think Snitker or Kapler. Who won it last year? Torey Lovullo?
Dave, yeah, Dave Roberts the year before.
Maybe Buddy Black. It's great stuff going on all around baseball. So many tight races.
Yeah, Lovello won it last year. Out into right center. Hayward will make his way to second base. So the go-ahead run in scoring position. How about that at bat off a tough lefty?
Yeah, he's had some moments against tough lefties this year, and he got the head out in front of that one and just rifles it into the gap. So for the second inning in a row, after a couple of punch outs, a 2-out double.
David Bodie had the game-ending pinch hit grand slam 1 week ago today. He bats in the 9th inning today with a chance to knock in the go-ahead run. And I'll just say it, I think he should. I think that'd be a good idea.
A capital idea.
First pitch is off the outside.
The go-ahead run in scoring position tends to take away the aggressiveness from the pitcher a little bit. He's got a base open. Tommy La Stella's on deck. Pretty good chance Joe would go to the bench for Tommy.
Kick and the 1-1 is a strike. Bodie moved his hands out of the way, but it caught the corner, according to Chad Fairchild.
Perfectly placed, 98 right over the inside corner.
Nearly hit him to make it 2-2. Mentioning the A's, Chris Davis just hit his 35th of the year. 2-0 bottom of the first against Justin Verlander. Matt Chapman is homered too. Outside, it's full.
They throw that changeup with conviction. Never really close enough to get Bodie to even flinch.
Ninth inning. Hayward at second base, 2 outs. The 3-2 to Bodie. Skied into right center. Marte and Polanco there, and it's Marte to grab it. So the Cubs will try to get this one into extras. 1-1 mid-ninth. Josh Bell takes wide. Steve Cishek.
3 balls in the air, all outs, 1 to each field for Bell today. Kind of an awkward hack on a 1-0 pitch. Shade him a little bit the other way in the outfield.
Missed by a bunch. It's 3-1.
That one was in the other fairway.
Hitters count. The pitch. That'll be foul. Out of play.
Off the plate, but by comparison with the previous pitch, probably looked a little juicy to Bell.
Cishek ready. He walked him. We'll see if the Pirates here use a pinch runner. Guessing they will. Got Luplow, Frazier.
Joe's going to make a move here, and maybe the hurdle doesn't want to burn a potential pinch hitter as a pinch runner. And sometimes the manager will wait until that potential winning run gets into scoring position before he makes that move.
Here comes Pedro Strop. Hey, during this pitching change break, we want to thank BioFreeze for presenting Cubs baseball on Facebook. BioFreeze is the #1 clinically recommended external pain reliever the Cubs use to overcome sore muscles and stiffness. Make sure you friend JD while you're on Facebook. By Jeep, the official vehicles of summer. By U.S. Waterproofing, a better basement starts with us. By the Bob LaCourcio Auto Group, you're going to like buying a car this way. And by Ford, inviting you to visit your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. Madison Russell playing short. That moves Baez over to second. Estella goes to third. And the new pitchers, Pedro Strop and Harrison showing bunt, takes ball 1. Bell is still the runner at first. He walked to open the inning.
Another outstanding year for Strop. .257. He's filled in very well with Brandon Morrow down.
Throw goes to second. They get 1, and that's it. Fielder's choice bunt for Harrison.
Cubs are as good as any team in the league at defending the bunt. Maybe biased, but we get to see him play all the time. And usually it's Rizzo, but here it's Strop, the former infielder, looking like an infielder. That's really nice.
Yeah, you love when you get an out like that. And it will be Echeverria with Adam Frazier now on deck.
It's a spot by a wide margin there. Glove side fastball, not an easy pitch for Strop to command. He gets a lot of run on his two-seamer. Better off going with a slider or a cutter when he goes away to the right-handed batter. That's a cut fastball there at 90. Ooh. Could have been. .97, bottom of the knees.
Did not want to walk him and put the winning run at second base.
Echeverria far more dangerous against lefties than righties, but make everybody a little bit better when you get to 3-1.
He walks him. So 2 base runners on 3 passes. Cishek to Bell, Strop to Echeverria. And now the pinch hitter. And a tough out, Adam Frazier.
He's been one of their better hitters over the last couple of weeks. 4 out of 25 this year in the pinch.
Ninth inning, 1-1 tie. Frazier fouls. Winning run at second, that's Harrison. Strop high in the set, the pitch, fastball outside. If and when Brandon Morrow returns, he's talked about he might have to pitch with some soreness the rest of the way. Pedro Strop likely to still get save chances because the Cubs are unlikely to really push Morrow in terms of back-to-back appearances.
Yeah, and you know, I've said this all year long, and I've said it in the past. I just think there's obviously you don't want to see somebody get hurt, but I think there's a lot of value in exposing a lot of guys to high leverage situations because you never know when you're going to need them, either for the short term or for even a longer period, i.e. postseason.
Strop and Frazier battling here. This is not easy for Pedro. Dickerson's next. 2 left-handed batters.
Good speed at second base with Harrison.
Outfielders all in, maybe a step or two. toward left. And now time called. And Contreras wants to talk with Strop. Baez will join the conversation too.
Cubs turned a couple double plays in the ball game last night. 7 the day before to tie the major league record. But none yet today. Hit him.
Bases loaded. So no hits here in the 9th inning, unless you count that as a hit. 2 walks and a hit by pitch.
Well, he's got to pull a rabbit out of his hat now.
Dickerson with the bases loaded.
Middle guys will come halfway. Option whether to come home with the ball or try to turn 2 in the middle, depending on the nature of the ball in play. And now we're going to go to the 5th infielder.
That's great. Joe is whistling at Chad Fairchild, giving him the timeout sign, saying, I want to bring my right fielder into the infield. So he will play right near second base. And Hayward will have to cover everything to the right in the outfield. Schwarber in left. Here we go. Ground ball. Backhanded by Baez. They turn it. A 4-9-3 double play.
About time they turned a double play today.
You called it. Let's go to the 10th.
Oh my. Exactly what the doctor ordered here. Sharply hit ground ball. No hesitation by Baez. Knew exactly what he wanted to do with the ball. It's a routine 4-9-3 to finish it off.
Richard Rodriguez to Tommy La Stella. 10th inning. 1 strike.
Rodriguez with a 3.18 earned run average. We saw him on Thursday. He faced 5 batters and punched out 4 of them. Inning in the 3rd scoreless.
Cubs are 6-6 in extra innings. Pirates are 4-3.
One out of 3 plus a walk for La Stella here today. Rodriguez, his fastball pedestrian compared to so many others coming out of the bullpen. He's got a decent fastball, averaging 93. After dealing with Kella and Vasquez, Cubs can dial it down a little bit. Slider is his out pitch.
Pirates don't win this game. I don't know if Clint Hurdle will sleep tonight. Think about all the chances they've had.
Yep, a lot of things to lament.
The bullpens combined going 7 innings and have given up 4 hits, no runs. As Frazier makes a catch in left, Stella's out. The starters combined for 11 innings and gave up 2 runs.
Meanwhile, in St. Louis, Brewers continue to lead. It's 2-0, top of the 8th.
They are trying to avoid a sweep.
Marlins beat the Nationals 12-1 today. Jose Urena, the kid who has appealed his suspension, so is still active, a complete game. 2-hitter.
I believe Starlin Castro had 5 hits.
And then you face only 30 in that ball game, just 30 batters, so 3 over the minimum. Yeah, Starlin was 5 out of 6. Nationals back under 500. They're toast.
Yeah, you'd think. Diaz needs a second.
Cervelli can empathize.
Another 1-2, and Zobrist strikes out. Here's Baez. He's got 2 hits today, including a double. Stolen base and started a nifty 4-9-3 regulation ending double play.
Cubs have now struck out 14 times in this ball game.
The right-hander Rodriguez home. It's a strike. will be a winning season here in Pittsburgh for the Cubs. They're 5-3. This is the final game in this ballpark. 4 more at Wrigley in late September. Bounce back to the pitcher's mound. And the Cubs go in order in the 10th. In a 1-1 tie. Kyle Schwarber's second inning home run. Pirates tied it on a Gregory Polanco no-out double in the 6th. They had him at second and third after that hit and did not score as Carl Edwards Jr. came on to get out of it. They had the bases loaded with 1 out in the 9th against Pedro Strop, and he got out of that. Ball 1 to Marte. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Late sinking action on that good heater from Strop has Marte over the top.
In the air to deep left. Schwarber's back. Still back on the track. He's got it. Ooh, that was close. I don't think it would have gotten out, but there's that low wall out there. Little leap right at the barrier.
Yeah, that ball really carried. I didn't think he got it that good. Obviously he did. Schwarber, one peek to find the wall, and then he finds the ball. And all's well that ends well. Look at Stropey. Yeah, I popped him up.
Right field. Fair ball. Polanco towards second. And he's got a double. And the Pirates have a couple of shots here with a runner in scoring position. You like the hockey analogies. They've had the better scoring chances today.
Looks like he's starting to rediscover his groove. It's been an interesting year for Polanco. Really good June and July. Sluggish here in August. That's starting to show some life.
And Strop now facing David Freese. Edwards, Wilson, Cishek, Strope. Backing up Jose Quintana today. Jose was good. Ran out of gas in the 6th, but he allowed just 1 run in 5+. How aggressive will Joey Cora be? You would think pretty aggressive. Oh, Freeze got hit upstairs. Was that a breaking ball? No, that was a fastball. And unfortunately, he looks like he's okay. Jim Hickey will head out.
Yeah, Contreras is set up. I mean, Pedro missed his spot by a wide margin there. Off the shoulder, then off the helmet. I thought it sounded like you heard a little helmet there. Yeah, you almost think Stroke was a stuff guy first, and without great command, but the command has been very spotty here today. And shoulder first, then the head.
Patrick Wisdom with a pinch hit home run, the first of his career. In the 8th inning, they go to the 9th in St. Louis. Brewers 2, Cardinals 1. Here in Pittsburgh. Hayward calling off Zobrist. He's got it. Diaz is out, 2 away. Brings up Josh Bell.
Go in hot pursuit until he gets waved off by Hayward. Make no assumptions out there.
Scalded foul to left. Each team with 7 hits. Four games in this series, the Cubs have hit a solo homer in each for all of their runs. Pirates have scored in 2 offensive innings. That's it. The entire series. On the ground, Baez will scoop. He throws to first. Strope excited, and we go to the 11th. Still tied at 1. Jesse Rogers, his work. A couple of nice pregame interviews, including one with Pedro Strop. Anthony Rizzo will lead off the 11th. And these are the types of days it makes you feel like somebody's going to hit a home run to win it.
Well, here would be a good candidate. Done a lot of damage in this ballpark.
Rodriguez in a 1-2-3-10. Tyone, Santana, Kella, Vasquez, and Rodriguez.
That's probably not going to get out of here.
Nope. It's Echeverria back of the mound.
Shortstop, Addison Russell.
Russell's first plate appearance, he came in to play short in the 9th inning. And that will get down. It's a fair ball. Russell around first, and it's out of play. That'll be a double. There's a fan interference. I'm not sure. Did the fan grab the ball on the track?
So,
I was looking at Russell.
Fan reached over and grabbed that ball.
Yep. Not supposed to do that. So pitcher and catcher will talk about it. The batter is Schwarber. A couple of shots here. Runner at second base, one out.
Kyle has not hit for a high average with runners in scoring position, less than 200. He has taken a lot of walks in this situation, and righty on the mound, right-handed batter on deck. They may be very cautious here with the base open.
Could have been a strike, but wasn't framed well, so it's ball one.
Hard to get the call when the catcher has to dive for it. And they're going to put him on.
So Schwarber intentionally walked. It appears to be Brandon Kinsler getting loose in the Cubs bullpen.
Well, Wilson has been a hero defensively here today. Made a great play at home plate to save a run. Now he has a chance to drive in the go-ahead run. It's been a tough day at the plate. 3 punch outs and a ground out to second. And all of that could go away with one swing of the bat.
Russell trying to get to third, and he's safe. Good read. Ball just got away from Diaz. Wild pitch. That could be huge.
Yeah, boy, great try by Diaz and outstanding base running by Russell. No hesitation. We were talking about it earlier. Aggressive secondary, eyes on the ball, see it in the dirt and go.
Great chance to get the lead here in the 11th. First and third. One out.
Pirates playing for two in the middle of the diamond.
Squared to bunt. The pitch was low and outside.
And normally you think 2-0, you just let him swing here, but with the potential ground ball double play, Joe might keep the safety squeeze on here. Just push this ball towards Bell. Bell, the first baseman, is not very good defensively, and they may just want to force him to try to make a play here.
Yikes. That one was almost over his head. 2-1.
2-0, just sitting on a heater, wanted to do something heroic and got out of his game. So we got two more.
Squared to bunt again, and Russell's going to be out.
Well, Pirates sniffed it out. Joe loves that safety squeeze first and third, and after the bad swing on the 2-0 fastball, they were thinking, well, they're probably going to put this play back on. They call for the pitch out. Russell's trying to get an aggressive lead down the line, and well executed by the Pirates.
Yep, that was a pitch out. It doesn't look like it. Just a little off the plate. Catcher's already up.
And set up well off the outside corner. Call for that elevated heater.
3-1 now on Contreras. Schwarber at first, and a foul strike. Yeah, Cubs getting a dose of their own medicine, something they do very well. Schwarber goes on 3-2. Ball 4. Here comes Hayward. Been the Cubs' best man with runners on base all year. See if he can come through again.
Smacked the double into the gap off Vasquez last time he was up there. .57 with runners on, 326 with runners in scoring position.
A 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Up and in. Albert Almora has a bat near the on-deck circle.
The last man left on the bench.
Rodriguez pretty quickly worked through the 10th. He's had to work a lot harder here in the 11th. Got a huge play from his catcher at third baseman as they picked off Russell. The Cubs still alive. And a 3-1 missed badly, and the bases are loaded. And it will be Almora. He bats for Pedro Strop. Ray Searage, the pitching coach, will visit before that happens.
Well, that's the other record that might be set in this series.
Mound visits?
Lack thereof. Because the pitching has been so good there. I haven't seen the pitching coaches trot out there very often.
If you're wondering, the Pirates have 7 visits left. You get 6 in regulation, I believe 1 for every extra inning.
I believe Ray's watch matches his uniform. That's most impressive.
Well, you got to be stylish.
Yeah. You got to accessorize. All right, Albert.
He has lost some playing time here lately. But batting in a big spot, and he taps foul.
No surprise to see Albert getting after that first pitch, and no surprise to see the Pirates start him with a breaking ball. Likes fastballs up.
Schwarber got well down the line, as you're supposed to do, but then had to quickly scamper back to the bag.
Yeah, very athletic back there.
Schwarber third, Contreras second, Hayward first, and a 1-1 to Almora. And a 1-2. That might have gotten a piece of the mask of the home plate umpire, Chad Fairchild.
This fastball up and way in off the plate. Let's throw Albert anything in the zone in the next 2 pitches. It's a mistake.
The game is over in St. Louis. The Brewers did stave off a sweep 2-1. So Milwaukee jumps back into second place, a half game ahead of the Cardinals. Two balls, 2 strikes. Here it comes. Called strike 3. So Rodriguez staves off the Cubs. In the 11th, they leave the bases loaded. You be the umpire at home. his 54th overall appearance.
Sinker baller is 1-2 with a 3.56 earned run average.
9th game as a Cub.
18 walks, 33 strikeouts, 48 innings. Sinker slider change. Fastball about 80% of the time.
Josh Harrison will lead things off for the Pirates. Missed opportunity for the Cubs against Rodriguez in the top of this inning. Brandon is a Las Vegas native. Attended Dixie State College of Utah. It was a long shot, 40-round pick for the Padres, 2004. He didn't get to the big leagues until he went back to independent ball and worked in a ticket office one off season. It's been quite a journey for Kinsler.
Worked in an ice cream shop. Valet cars for a time.
One ball, one strike. On the ground. Estella can't get it. Russell does. Off balance throw in time. Nicely done.
Yeah, I'll say that's a guy and Harrison going down the line that can scoot pretty quickly in the little lane here. Ball got in on him, so he didn't get a real good break out of the box, but a slow roller and nicely played by Addison Russell. And Joe was asked about Addie before the game and with the struggles offensively, and says, "Yeah, I'm giving him a day off today, but he's so good defensively. I hate to do that."
Ball one on Echeverria. Kinsler pitched in the San Diego system 2004 and 5. Out of baseball in 07. Recovering from shoulder surgery. Or 06, I should say. 07, 08. He pitched for the Winnipeg Goldeyes of the Northern League. In 2009, asked to be traded to the St. Paul Saints. July of that year, had his contract purchased by the Brewers for $1,000 a day after starting in the American Association All-Star Game. He was a finalist to play Tim Hudson in the movie Moneyball, but the audition would have cost him that chance to pitch in the All-Star Game. Made his big league debut in 2010. Strike three. Echeverria's out. Two gone.
Had he known he was going to go on and have the big league career that he did, I bet you he would have taken an acting gig.
I think, though, if you go back and do that, maybe everything doesn't work out the way it ultimately did, right? If you change one thing,
yeah,
they say, right?
It'd be a good plot for a movie.
You would be taking a chance. Frazier, ball one. Off day will feel good tomorrow, and that's why Joe can use a lot of bullpen today, knowing everyone will get a rest. He went into that pin with nobody out in the 6th inning, and Carl Edwards made that decision pay off immediately. He got out of a 2nd and 3rd no-out jam after the Pirates had tied the game. Frazier out in the deep right, and that ball is gone, and the Pirates win it in the 11th. Their only home run of the weekend.
He's the one guy's been swinging a hot bat for the Pirates here of late. They gave him a green light on 3-0, and he jumped all over it. Back at the beginning, we gave you our keys to the game, and it was just simply score more runs. Easy to say, not always easy to do. The Cubs held to just 4 runs in this 4-game set. Probably feel lucky to get out of here with a split.
So once again, the final in 11. The Pirates 2, the Cubs 1. Stay tuned for more Cubs baseball on ABC 7. Next Saturday, August 25th, the Cubs host the Reds. Pre-game starts at 1 o'clock Central Time. Now for JD, for Jesse, our entire ABC 7 crew, Len Casper, thanking you for watching Chicago Cubs baseball on ABC 7.